What's up? It's your boy Machete, and it's time for another car reaction video. I know that's a little different saying. I've been trying to think of names to call myself on YouTube. It was like I had all these names lined up, and I don't know why. For some reason, I just like the name Machete. So I want to make that like a name for myself, something that people could call me. But I don't upload as much, so I don't think it really matters what people call me, I guess. But there are some new cards out, and I just wanted to talk about them. These 4 new cards. I know there's been other cards that's been revealed. The B archetype revealed more cards, and I know I didn't talk about them. I don't know. I've just not been feel like uploading or even recording. But these 4 cards seems to be like a signal that we might get support for these 4 decks, and I'm hoping we get more than just this. But let me go ahead and talk about each card because each one goes with a different archetype. So let's go ahead and do that. The first card is Evil Hero Malicious Bane. It's a Dark Fiend fusion effect, a level 8 effect monster with 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. It takes 1 Evil Hero monster plus 1 level 5 or higher monster. Must be special summoned by a Dark Fusion. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. That's simple. We know what evil heroes do. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. You cannot attack with monsters for the rest of the turn except hero monsters. Also destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible with less than or same attack as this card. If you do, this card gains attack for each. This card gains 200 attack for each destroyed. Okay. I like the card. It is dope. It seems to be like something a regular boss monster would do. Now, for the evil hero archetype, I gotta say I like the evil hero archetype. I just the only thing about the evil hero is that they don't have that many monsters. They only have, I think they only have like 3. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 evil heroes. I am hoping in the future we get more evil heroes. I know they gave Vision Heroes. They released some Vision Heroes that was from the manga, I guess, so they got support. So I'm hoping evil heroes get, because I like evil heroes way more than Vision Heroes anyway. So I'm hoping evil heroes get way more support just this fusion. I'm hoping they get another, like, just more main deck monsters and even some spells and traps that help them. Because that was the cool archetype from GX that I really did like. But I like the card nonetheless. It's really cool. It's okay. It's not too stupid, and it's not busted. It's an okay card all around. And destroying your whole point, and you can destroy your whole opponent's board if they're playing a deck that's like doesn't have much attack. So that's actually not bad. And it can't be destroyed by battle card effect. So that right there. It's the beat stick that they have to get over. So they would have to get rid of this card in another way. So they would have to like tribute it or fuse it. That's wild. Alright, but on to the next card. Earthbound Super Priest. That's a really weird name. Dark Fiend effect, level 8, 2,900 attack, 2,900 defense. You only can use each effect of this card straight. If a synchro monster, if you control a synchro monster and it has a synchro monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand during your main phase. You can add 1 Earthbound Immortal monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. When an Earthbound Immortal monster is normal summon while this card is already in the monster zone, you can make your opponent's life points become 3,000. If you control a synchro and have a synchro in your graveyard, you can special summon this from your hand. So pretty much so this is not a first turn. Well, I guess technically it is, because you could synchro summon twice in your first turn, but you have to have a synchro on board and a synchro in the graveyard to special summon this card. So it does have a special effect. It's not impossible, but and then you can add an Earthbound Immortal. And when an Earthbound Immortal is normal summoned, not special summoned, not just summoned, because that right there I think hinders this card. If an Earthbound Immortal was summoned, then this would be more busted, because you don't have to tribute to summon the Earthbound Immortals. You could special summon them if you have a card that lets you do it. So, well, at least some of them. I don't know all of them could, but I think the whale one, I think I have the whale one. I could special summon that one. It didn't say you couldn't special summon it. And if you do normal summon while this is on the field, you can make your opponent's life points 3,000. That right there is crazy. I guess that's why they want you to normal summon it. I guess they want you to put out to tribute. But I guess when it comes to all of its effects together, that effect's not going to happen much. Because pretty much you got a synchro summon twice. So you have to have a synchro on the board, a synchro in your graveyard, and you have to normal summon an Earthbound Immortal to make your opponent's life points 3,000. That's a lot to do. I ain't gonna do it, but this is still good Earthbound Immortal search, I guess, if you're playing a deck with Synchros and Earthbound Immortals. I've never done that. I think I've had a deck that just was either based around the Synchro summoning or based around the Earthbound Immortal summoning. So they want you to put the two together. That's really interestingly weird. I don't know. I reading it the first time made me like the card, but rereading it makes me not like the card as much. I don't know. If I make an Earthbound and Synchro deck, that'd be something, I guess. But I'm gonna move on to the next one. Gimmick Puppet. Somebody spelled that wrong for some reason. Gimmick Puppet Gigantic Doll. It's a Dark Machine XYZ monster with rank 4 with 0 attack and 2000 defense. It takes 2 level 4 Gimmick Puppet monsters. You only can use the effect once per turn. You can detach 2 materials with this card to target up to 2 monsters your opponent controls. Gain control of them. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters except Gimmick Puppet monsters. And also, you cannot attack with monsters except as well. If you contribute this card, all monsters you level become level 8 for the rest of this turn. Okay, so you have to... So, pretty much, you detach 2, take 2 monsters on your opponent's field, tribute the card, make them both level 8, and XYZ summon it to another Gimmick Puppet. I like Gimmick Puppets. I think those is another archetype that I really did like. That, So, pretty much, you gotta want your opponent to go first. My problem with this is, it targets. So pretty much if they summon 2 monsters that can't be targeted at this card, this effect does nothing. But if they just summon 2 powerful monsters that have effects that say you could target them, you could take them, make them level 8. But see, the problem with this is, this only works on monsters with levels. And we live in an era with link summoning. So pretty much there's not really many decks you're going to face where they're going to have monsters with levels. And even if they do, there's a good way this is going to get negated. I guess any card nowadays is going to get negated. But we live in a link era. So most likely people are going to have either links or well, pretty much mostly links on the field. So this won't work against a link. So you have to put this against a deck that's playing monsters with a bunch of levels. I think this card would have been better if it came out a while back before links were a thing. This could come out. This had to come out. This would come out in XYZ. This could come out in the Pendulum era, and this would have been good. If this would have came out in the Pendulum era, it would have been really dope. But the fact that they dropped it in the link era where people pretty much just link summon the whole board, I think that's its problem in itself. But we're going to go on to the next one. I'm hoping this means Gimmick Puppet might get a more support than just this. Hopefully. Just like with the Earthbound Immortal dude. Hoping they get more support too. Predaplant Tripovatum. I don't know that name. Dark Plant Fusion Effect. Let me look at the monster. Because they did not... 3,000 attack, 3,000. For some reason they didn't put that right. They just... Oh, I guess they were saying level 9. Level 9, 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. 3 dark monsters on the field. So pretty much this is a plant version of Starving Venom when it comes to the monsters on the field, but it's a bigger version. Gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all monsters on the field with predator counters. This is literally just straight Predaplant card. You got to get them counters on the field. And this card could get boosted. So it gets more attack. So you gave a monster that already had 3,000 attack a boosting attack effect. Interesting. If this card was fusion summoned where your opponent would special summon a monster from the extra deck, you can negate that special summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Wow. So if this card was fusion summoned, your opponent special summon a monster from the extra, you can negate that special summon, and if you do, destroy a card. You only usually pick once per turn. So that's a once per turn thing. It's not just a one-time thing. Literally, once per turn, you can negate a special summoning from the extra deck with this card. That's wild. And if you can get Predaplant counters on the field, this monster gets more attack. This is going to be a problematic monster to deal with. If your opponent controls a monster with Predator counters, you can special summon this card from the graveyard in defense position. And it has a recovery effect. But at the same time, you do have to use 3 monsters on the field, 3 dark monsters on the field. But that's not a problem. Super Poly's at 2. So if we get this while Super Poly's still at 2, you can use 3 monsters on your opponent's field. Summon this big beat stick. And every time your opponent will summon something crucial, you can negate it and destroy it. That's why this is I think this is the boss monster that Predaplants needed. Predaplants is not, I guess, meta relevant. I don't play competitive anyway, so I don't care. But Predaplants is not meta relevant. I think the only one that's were the Scorpion and the thing to search off whatever fusion card you wanted. But this is a boss monster I feel like Predaplants really needed. Predaplants didn't really get many cards when they came out. They got a lot of the deck, but they didn't get a lot of extra deck. They got 1 fusion at first. And then Starving Venom, I guess, counted for them. So 2 fusions at best. Then we got a 3rd fusion that should have came out years ago. And now we're getting this fusion, which this fusion should have been dropped a long time ago. So now this fusion might end up making Super Poly go back down to 1 or 2. I might be spazzing. You could disagree with me in the comments, but I feel like this might get Super Poly either banned or back down, because I set Super Poly, let my opponent go. My opponent summons 3 monsters to the field. Now, he might not be playing a dark deck, but I could be playing a Lair of Darkness. Turn everything they control dark before they even said. They like, oh, it's just a Lair of Darkness. We're not going to care. They summon 3 monsters. I drop Super Poly. You can't chain off of it. It's at 2. I don't mind running this in a Starving Venom. And as you can see what it does, this first effect of gaining attack don't matter. Its negation effect, that's pretty much what it's really used for. It's a monster that has 3,000 attack that can negate once per turn. But hey, I might just be spazzing over a card that y'all might not think is that good. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, if this card is the bee's knees like I think it is. I think it's dope. This is cool Predaplant support. Predaplants got a good number of cards. I hope it'd be cool if they got more cards, but I think as fusions go, this is the GOAT. Now when it comes to the gimmick puppet dude, it's alright. But we live in a Link era, so pretty much having monsters with levels on the field, it's not the wildest thing, but you really don't see it as much. Earthbound Immortal dude is weird because I never met a person that had, well, maybe I just don't duel enough, but I've never really seen a person synchro summon and play Earthbound Immortals in a deck before. So this is like you trying to combine the two, which is really weird. Making your opponent's life points 3,000 is cool, but you have to synchro twice. So you have to synchro twice and normal summon the Earthbound Immortal, which is just 2 tributes, but most of your materials probably went into you synchro summoning. So how are you getting that Earthbound Immortal without normal summoning, without tributing this guy? You tell me. Evil Hero is dope because he can literally destroy all monsters, and it can't be destroyed by battle card effects. So they have to fuse it. They either have to tribute your shit or fuse with your shit. They gonna have to get rid of it some way. Or they can banish your shit, because it just say you can't be destroyed by battle card effects. So they got to figure a way around this. These cards, I like them. Let me know how you feel. Love the Evil Hero. The Earthbound Immortals are the Gimmick Puppets are but that Predaplant, Konami, you got my support with that one. But that's the end of the video. It's your boy Machete. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments. I'm out. And a message. I'm out. Peace.